Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Alex and you are watching BC Adventure. Yesterday's video, as you may have known, was a pretty big failure for the remote access side of things. So I'm gonna do this all over again using the BinHex Jellyfin community application. I had started off using the BinHex repository, but then I started having issues in getting the setup going. So I had switched over to the Linux IO one, and it just wasn't working for me. So I'm gonna try and redeem myself here, and we're gonna start all over again. And yeah, just basically start from scratch. We're gonna use the BinHex repository, and we're gonna get it working this time properly. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so to get started, we're gonna head on over to our Unraid dashboard and get logged in. Head on over to the community applications, and we are going to search for Jellyfin. So if you watched my last video on Jellyfin, I failed pretty hard at getting this installed, or not installed, but remote access working. I was using actually if we go back here, I was using the Linux server repository, but we're gonna be using the BinHex one, the one I was showing you how to get set up in the first place. So yeah, we're going to install the BinHex repository. And you don't have to do this if this is your first time installing Jellyfin. This is just something that I'm doing to make sure that it's a fresh install. The default web interface port is 8096, so always make sure that you don't have anything interfering with that port for any of your other Docker containers you have running. And then here we need to set the multimedia path, and we're going to do that by going to Edit, and we're going to go to the host path, and we're going to set it to our, well, in my case, my multimedia folder. Now, I don't want the default value to be, to have access. I don't want Jellyfin to have access to my entire Unraid server. So I'm just going to copy the host path, and I'm going to paste it into the default path. And that's for container security. If anything or anyone was to do something nefarious, I would much rather just my multimedia be screwed with and not my documents and photos and financial things and all that stuff. So for container security and Unraid security, we're going to keep the default value to where our multimedia is stored. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to deploy this container. So we're going to click apply, and it's going to go ahead and pull it down and get it installed. So what happened with the last video? Well, I was using a different repository that had a little bit different structure to how Jellyfin was installed and, well, able to access the outside network. I failed hard because I just couldn't figure it out myself. And as someone who's been using Unraid for the last 7-8 years, I'm pretty well versed in getting things network accessible. But you know, I'm human, and I don't know everything, and I'm not scared to show you that I don't know everything, and that failure can happen, but we can persevere through it. We can move forward and learn where we went wrong and find another way to get things working. So that's what I'm doing with this video. I'm going to show you how I managed to get my Jellyfin instance accessible from outside of the home. And so once this is done, we'll start getting our libraries all set up, and I'll show you how to get it internet facing. Using a reverse proxy. So in my case, we're going to be using NGINX Proxy Manager, but we will jump back into this as soon as this is done. Okay, so that's all finished up now. So we'll click done. And then we're gonna open the web UI here. Oh, I guess we have to wait for it to actually boot up first. Okay, should be good to go now. Perfect. Not perfect. So this is what I was talking about, where I couldn't figure out how to get past this, but I know now. And for that, we're going to open up our settings. We're going to go to privacy. We're going to manage website data, and we're going to search for Jellyfin. Oh, closed it. So, oh, there we go. Okay, so remove. Nothing there. Okay, so that should be it. So we're going to close that and give a refresh. Go back to our Docker and web UI. There we go. Now we have the setup. I couldn't figure that out last time, which is why I went over to the Linux IO repository or Linux server repository. So yes, that's if you run into that using Safari or any other browser, clear the website data from your browser and it should pop up here. So if you fail at installing Jellyfin and are met with that screen, that's how you deal with that. So from here, we're going to go next, now that we can actually set it up. And we're going to set our username and our password. And now we need to add our libraries. So I'm going to start off with my TV shows. And I'm going to relabel that TV shows. We're going to add our folder. So it's here in media. And then TV shows. And then OK. We need to add our preferred download language for the metadata. So we're going to select English or whatever language you speak. And for the country, I'm actually going to select United States. They have way better content matching. And then that's all we need for there. So we can click OK. And then next we need to add our movies. So we'll click movies and we'll add the movie folder. And as you can see here, we don't have access to any of our Unraid stuff, just our media. Click OK. Do our preferred download language, country, and OK. And here we're going to go next. We're going to leave our region. Well, for me, because I'm in Canada, I'm going to leave the region for United States. Click next. We're not going to enable automatic port mapping because by default routers have UPnP turned off. If your router doesn't, that is a security issue. So we're going to go next. And if you see here, we did leave remote connections to the server on. So that's going to be our next step here. Okay, we're all done. So finish. So we'll get logged in here. And if we go to our server dashboard, we'll see that it's now scanning our media library. So this is going to take a little bit. It needs to index all our media, get all the metadata downloaded, all the episode information up to date. And it's going to take a little bit. And depending on the server you have, you may hear your fan spin up. It does utilize quite a bit of CPU power in bursts. It doesn't just sit there and, because I have an enterprise server. When it gets a little warm, it sounds like a 747 getting ready for takeoff. So it's not the quietest server, but it serves me well, no pun intended. So next we need to get our remote access set up. So we're going to head back over to our Unraid dashboard. We're going to take note of the port 8096. and we're going to head on over to our proxy manager. So I'm just going to get logged in here. And we have our hosts, and I actually already have one created, but we're going to delete that, and we'll start from scratch. So if you're new to NGINX Proxy Manager, I suggest you go and watch one of my previous videos where I walk you through on how to get that set up. Sorry, I got a really dry mouth today. It's pretty easy to get set up, nice and simple. So yeah, I have 2 videos on how to get that set up. So if you're curious, have a look through my Unraid tutorials playlist, which I'll, if I remember, I'll link. But yeah, make sure to check that out if you are unfamiliar with NGINX Proxy Manager. It's basically an alternative to opening ports on your router. You just open 2 ports for access to this, and it handles all the rest. So we're going to add a proxy host. The domain I've already set up on one of my domains I have. And we're going to 192.168.1.121. That's my Unraid server, and the port was 8096. Not going to do an SSL. I'm just going to let this be normal, and because I was running into huge problems yesterday. So let's see what this does. It does not work because it's using HTTPS. What about HTTP? No. Okay, so it's trying to default to HTTPS. So what I'm curious of is if this only works on the app outside of the home. So I'm going to see if that is the case here. So I'm just going to get the Jellyfin app downloaded on my iPhone and see if that fixes the issue. Also going to have a look down here in networking. So this is the HTTPS port value must also be supplied for this to take effect. So the subdirectory to this server URL. No, don't want that. No proxies. So public HTTP port number. Okay. Okay, so I think this is what I want here. But this is where I ran into issues yesterday. So I have HTTP jellyfin.familyio.ca. Let's see if that works. No, that did not work. Okay, what if I set this to be it keeps defaulting to HTTPS. So let's make this HTTPS and see if that makes a difference. I know it's probably something so silly and simple that I'm missing. Okay, it works. All right, so to get this accessible outside of the home, let's walk through the steps again. So we got Jellyfin installed. It's scanning our media library. We want to access it outside of the home. So we're going to head down to networking, and we're going to take note of the HTTP port. 8096. We're going to create a subdomain with our hosting provider. In my, why am I mind blanking? My reverse proxy tutorial, I link to a free domain provider. It's literally free. You can get a free domain as long as you renew it. I think it's every 90 days. But yes, you get a free domain, you get a free advanced DNS dashboard, so you can create subdomains and forward to whatever IPs you need. So yeah, so you'll need to get Jellyfin installed. You'll need to set up your libraries. You'll need to find a hosting provider. So step 3, find the hosting provider. You'll need to create a subdomain, and you're going to need to set up your proxy host in your reverse proxy. And then make sure, as we saw there, make sure that you set up the SSL, but don't change any of these settings. That's where I went wrong. I can't believe I didn't even think to just leave the settings at default. Okay, well, that's only one half of the puzzle here. We need to actually connect it in the app. So let's share my screen here for my phone. Oh, I gotta lock that. Just one sec, I'm gonna pop this up. All right, so we got my iPhone up on screen here. So we're gonna head on over to Jellyfin. And here it's going to ask for our server address. So I'm just going to put in https jellyfin.familyo.ca. Perfect. Now we need to sign in. And it was really that simple. So as you notice, I'm on Wi-Fi here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect off Wi-Fi, and I'm going to do a screen recording of showing you that it is connecting from outside of the home. So in this case, I'll be using LTE, but let me just quickly do that. All right, so let me get off Wi-Fi here. Okay, so we're using LTE. Gonna open Jellyfin. And we are connected, just like that. And let's show that it actually works. So we'll open, I don't know what this is, 500 Days in the Wild. And just like that, we see it's working. Okay. Well, as you can see, we're connected to LTE, and that worked over the internet there. So we are connected. Oh, this is actually a really good documentary. It's about a woman who she biked, walked, and canoed across Canada. Highly recommend. A great watch. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to, and it was really that simple. So we got that up and running. A little bit of redemption for moi here, and I'm actually a little disappointed that I did not think to leave all the SSL settings at default. So I'm pretty happy right now that I got this up and running. I was thinking to myself earlier, it's so, Jellyfin is great. It is so great inside of the home. And I started thinking to myself, am I just, playing a fool of myself here? I got really frustrated with it. So a little bit of a look to the inside of Alex here. Yeah, I was pretty frustrated. So anyways, yeah, that pretty much sums this up. I'm gonna give this the full college try at using Jellyfin, and oh, you can see here it got connected. What's that? Oh, I can send a message to myself. Wow. It didn't work. Oh, that's funny. In Plex, you can send a message to someone, but only if you're cutting their video feed off. Oh, let's try here. Hello. Oh, set it at the bottom. Wow. Well, that's kind of neat. Let's try it on the phone. I'll be watching this time. Nothing. Okay, well, at the end of the day, we got this up and running. The benefits to Jellyfin, completely free. No monthly costs, no yearly costs, no app costs. And the reason they're able to do this is they're not using a relay server, which is how Plex works. They have a relay server for people behind CGNAT who are double natted. Don't have direct access to an external public IP address. There are tons of cases where internet resellers aren't giving a real public IP address, which to my understanding is more of a problem in the United States and developing countries. So that's something you'll want to keep in mind. If you do not have access to a static or dynamic public IP address, you may have to look at VPS solutions where you're VPNing your server to a virtual private server that's going to give you a public-facing IP address. But that adds a monthly cost. However, if you're using things or services like Linode, you may get some other benefits out of it, but it totally depends on your abilities as a tech enthusiast. So I think that's where we're going to end this video. I have to admit I didn't have the most confidence going into this, but I'm feeling pretty good now. I'm really happy that I got to redeem myself, and yeah, it's up and working. It's running, and I'm happy. And I'm going to start transitioning our household to using Jellyfin, and if it works out well, I'm gonna have to cancel Plex and use this instead. So I'd say in about 3 months, I think that's a solid time to really give this a try. In 3 months, I'll do a follow-up video, a review, if you will, of Jellyfin, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison to Plex, as that is the #1, in my opinion, for home streaming media servers. So 3 months, so March, April, May, June. So June 27th to the first week of July. My birthday's July 3rd. I've taken some time off work, so I'll have time that week to do a review and follow-up video on Jellyfin. Anyways, that's it for now. I will catch you in the next one. I apologize for my failure yesterday. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, everyone. Take it easy.